Alright, what's going on, everybody? Today I got another card opening. This is Mega Evolutions. I've got two ETBs. I got the Lucario and the Gardevoir on the ETBs. This is a set I'm super excited for. I actually considered maybe master setting this set, and I just wanted to see what you guys thought, if you think I should, or if not, then I'll try and master set some other things. I'm just excited to get another video out to you guys. Again, this is just a hobby right now, and will continue to be a hobby until maybe the page can pick up of some sort. But Mega Evolutions has a lot of chase cards, especially the ones that I would really want, like the Lucarios, like a full art, or the SIR, or even the gold Lucario. But again, I will not complain if I were to pull the Gardevoir on any of those variations, but in the Gardevoir. And so we're gonna open up both ETBs today, and see if we can pull anything worth the money, or to see if we can get our money back on these ETBs. I was actually able to pick these up at Meyer, which was $70 for each one, so a little pricey, but that's okay. We gotta rip it and hopefully have some fun while ripping it. Alright, let's take a look at the set here and see what cards, the artwork, and what cards other than the big ones that we can be chasing are just some nice hits. We got the full arts here, pretty nice. You got the trainer cards. Then this back sheet is the cards we really want. This is what we're chasing. Any of these, especially those two gold cards in the bottom. Yep, and then the SIRs. Even the trainer SIRs, those are pretty sick, but we'd like to see those gold cards, as those are the big hits. Alright, I love just opening up the new ETBs as well. Just, the way they have these cards, like the boxes organized, with the packs, and the sleeves, and the promo card. And we're going to get right into it with the Gardevoir one, obviously. Which, the promo, I'm pretty sure is an Alakazam. I did see this one sell for the Pop 1, so the first one at a PSA 10. Those are nice little Gardevoir sleeves there. I'm not a big fan of the Pokemon sleeves, I'd rather have the clear, but I saw a Pop 1 first PSA 10 of the Alakazam sell for $500. Obviously, it's not at that price, but that's okay. And, we might go get it graded and see what we get. But I'd like to compare the comps on that. What it's selling at. Got our coin here. I've thought about trying Pokemon the TCG game. I think it'd be really cool. I'm a big when it comes to actually playing the card games, I really like Lorcana. It's a lot of fun. Me and my buddy are thinking about getting into One Piece, as in the card game. We really like One Piece, especially him. He's a bigger One Piece fan. But we've thought about learning actually how to play the card game. But we should have 9 packs here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. Alright, I'm going to organize these just by the Pokemon type, or not the Pokemon type, the Pokemon that's on it. So we'll have 4 different piles here. Obviously going to open up the Lucario packs last, as hopefully we get the hits out of Lucario, but really any pack doesn't matter. And let's get right into it and rip some packs for you guys. So we're going to start with our Venusaur pack number 1. And I've got some other content I'm wanting to get out to you guys, some other series that I'm starting. Again, this is just a hobby, stuff that I do on the side. It'd be great to have some money coming in where I can invest it right back into it, but obviously I'm spending my own money from where I'm my job and my business, and so gotta be smart. I'm not overspending and just being smart here. And I'm very close to completing my master set of 151, just a few cards away. And then, I'm thinking about actually doing a DuckTales master set with Lucario. There we go, got the Stuffle. That is the illustration rare Stuffle card. That is a beautiful card. We're going to get that sleeved up and put the Steelix down, and let's get that sleeved. and into a top loader. But yeah, so I'm thinking about doing a Lucario DuckTales master set. So all the Lorcana, not Lucario, sorry, Lorcana sets, all the DuckTale cards from each one of those sets, and do a master set. I think it'd be really cool, you know, just getting all those cards, especially the ones that are specifically, like, obviously, you know, I could get really, you know, expand that master set, you know, if I'm doing all the Daisy Duck cards, because she's in DuckTales, but, you know, she's got a lot of, you know, different cards. Mickey and Minnie aren't in DuckTales, at least the 2017 version, and so that, you know, again, it'll be probably what I just want a master set. I'll probably go through and do my own little checklist and just, you know, what I think should be a DuckTales master set. And then I'm also, you know, going to be doing a Pokédex video for you guys where I'm going to be trying to collect all 1025 Pokemon, obviously starting with the base and reverse holos, and, you know, upgrade as the binder goes, and we can finish that Pokédex. On to pack number 2. But that video, the Pokédex video, should be out shortly, or, you know, soon, getting it to you guys. I'm still going through my bulk, trying to finish the binder. And pack 2. Nothing there. Do got the Alakazam on the holo. Moving on to pack 3. You know, I'd love for you guys to just comment any sets you're chasing, whether it's a master set or just, you know, a Pokemon set where you're getting all, you know, a master set of just specific Pokemon. You know, just comment whatever you guys are loving about, you know, Pokemon, Lorcana, One Piece, sports cards, whatever. And maybe I can go in those areas and get you guys some content out there covering that stuff. But here we go, pack number 4. See if we can get anything. Nope. Got the reverse holos and nothing on the last card there. And, you know, obviously the holidays are coming up, so I hope you guys are gonna have a great time with your families. Just, you know, spend quality time with your family. Be grateful, you know, for everything that can be provided for you and that you guys can provide for yourselves and your family. You know, the holidays are about just being kind and giving and, you know, just having a great time. And, you know, I love the holidays being with my family. So I wish everybody a, you know, happy Thanksgiving and a Merry Christmas. And let's get into this pack here. And let's see, got the reverse holo, repel, and nope, nothing in that pack. I'm actually trying to, you know, with the tops, you know, taking over Panini with football, I'm kind of leaning towards going away from football for now. Just not really a big fan of the product. I'm a big football guy. I love my Indianapolis Colts, but it's just not really a big fan of the football product out there. You know, obviously I've been chasing some One Piece lately, trying to get, you know, anything part of the trio, Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji. But let's see if we get anything in this pack real quick. Surfing Beach, Launcher on the reverse holo, Raikou on, and nothing in that pack, man, either. We only have that one hit, guys, the Stuffle, and then obviously the promo card of the Alakazam. But again, the content I'm really going to be leaning towards is Lorcana. I'm just loving the new Whisper in the Well set. It is all the different DuckTale characters that are in this set has gotten me really excited about it. Obviously, as you can see in the background, DuckTales is my favorite show. I'm a big Donald Duck guy, and so anything that I can get DuckTales wise is something that I'm going to be chasing. But let's see if we can get anything here in this pack. Mystery Garden, Tangrowth, Gumshoes, and nothing in that pack either, man. This ETB is not being kind to us. You know, guys, comment below what, you know, big hits you guys have gotten out of Mega Evolutions. I'd love to hear it. This was, you know, I was really excited to catch a restock with Mega Evolutions and open up Mega Evolutions, as obviously I've said previously, just chasing that Lucario. So just comment below what card you're chasing. I actually met some people at a card shop a few weeks ago, and they were master setting, and I was able to help them. I actually, you know, hooked them up with a card, but I was super excited. You know, they were 94% complete, is what the guy told me. He was 94% away from completing the Mega Evolution set. And so we got there we go, another IR. We got the Lit Leo on the illustration rare. I love this card. This card is beautiful. So that's 2 hits out of this ETB so far, and you know, we'll take that. But yeah, like I said, a guy hit pretty much all the big Mega Evolution cards, which is crazy. You know, especially if you're gonna master set, the fact that you can hit those big cards, it makes a master set much easier. As you can see, you know, 151 in the back. You know, I've hit 3 Charizards. I got 2 there, and I actually got 1 up on eBay. So if you're interested in a PSA 9 SIR of Charizard from 151, check out my eBay. But you know, it made that master set so much easier for me. The fact that I hit the Charizards, just because that's a $300 card raw there, and so it makes it pretty challenging to for a master set. You know, if you're gonna go and try and spend that money. So get into a Lucario Mega Evolution pack here. You know, coming to an end on this ETB, but we have a whole nother one to open. Yeah, so about a year ago is actually when I really got into Pokemon cards. So about last November, I remember Stellar Crown was the big set at the time, or the new set, and I bought 1 pack and hit the Squirtle SIR, or illustration rare, you know, where he's in that tub, and I was like, yo, I love this. Pokemon cards are sick, and that's really when I started to get into the collection and figured out about 151, you know, set, and was like, I'm gonna chase that. You know, I've always been a big fan of Pokemon, especially the games, not really the cards as much until last November, but you know, the games was really what I got into, you know, as a kid growing up, you know, playing on the Game Boy, and just, you know, now the Switch, I have a few games on there that I've played, and you know, I've always went on and off playing Pokemon Go. And so, big fan of Pokemon, and so really that's, like I said, you know, I sent that Squirtle actually to get it graded, and it was a PSA 10, and I was like, oh man, I do love Squirtle, one of my favorites. And then I decided, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna sell it, and I actually was able to sell it for $300. You know, looking back where I'm at now, probably would have liked to have held on to it just because I love Squirtle, and you know, where that card probably could, you know, rise up to. But you know, ooh, there we go, a full art on the trainer card, Lieutenant Surge Bargain. That is a beautiful card, and definitely gonna sleeve this one up. But yeah, you know, looking back, probably should have held on to it, but no worries. You know, it's not a big deal. You know, it's over with. Nothing I can do about it now. But you know, the Pokemon is really where I've fell in love with. I've actually not, you know, I've been getting away from football, like I said previously, and that is just because of the hits and just the art, man. I really love the art on Pokemon cards, and that's really why, too, you know, I'm a big Disney guy. The little Lorcana sets, just the artwork. You know, football, I don't know what it is. It's just the, you know, I used to chase my players, you know, from Indianapolis Colts, but now I just don't even really want to rip the football cards like I did. You know, I have done an opening. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna do it anymore. Just right now, just my mind, or you know, I just have no interest in opening football right now. But you know, that's not gonna say I won't ever. Yeah, like I said, that's really, you know, the story of the Pokemon cards. But here we go. Let's get into this ETB of Mega Evolutions of the Lucario. You know, I'm super excited for this ETB, as the promo card is the Riolu, and so that is, you know, obviously the pre-evolution of Lucario. So super excited to get that card. But you know, going into the next part, you know, what I really love about, you know, all these base cards that I get, especially if it's a set that I'm not chasing a master set, I actually will sleeve them up into Ziploc. Not sleeve them up. I actually put them into Ziplocs. You know, so many in a Ziploc. And my wife's actually a teacher, and she does this dojo shop. You know, and so I actually will put them in Ziplocs for her, and then the students, as they are, you know, good through the week. She gives them green points, gives them more dojo points at the end of the week to shop, or every couple weeks. I don't know her details, but I'll actually sets that I am not going for, just base cards that aren't worth anything, but to the kids are worth everything. And really, that is also where the type of person I am and want to be is just giving back to the kids when it comes to Pokemon, as they can't even find this stuff in the stores because you got scalpers and stuff like that. And so anything I can do to give back to the kids, like I said, I just made her about over 100 Ziplocs worth of Pokemon cards that are just base cards, so these kids can get them. I have a couple of the 10s that I've bought. Those are the sleeves right there for the Mega Lucario. I like those. Again, just not a big fan of the Pokemon sleeves as they're a little bulky, but man, I love this card. I actually almost bought it when the set first came out in the Japanese version, but I was like, I'm gonna wait, and definitely gonna hold on to that card, as I'm gonna might send that in to get graded. I'll check it out more to make sure, see how the grade is. But yeah, so I got all those packaged for her. And like I said, a lot of the sets that I bought, I bought them out of metal 10s, 151 10s. I bought like the Surging Sparks Pikachu lunchbox because it had like 4 packs of Surging Sparks at the time, and so I donated all those 10s where these her students can store these Pokemon cards. And just something, obviously I only have one lunchbox, so that I told her was like, that's a high demand, you got to be able to, you got to make that price of a Pokemon Pikachu lunchbox. Obviously more dojo points because I only got one, so not every kid is going to get that chance to, some are going to save, some are like, nah, I want the Pokemon cards now. And so here we go, let's get into that first pack of the ETB, our second ETB. I actually have also like a lot of my bulk football cards, given that to my wife for her classroom so the kids can buy. But this year, her kids are big Pokemon fans, so a lot of my bulk is going there. And here we go. Anything in the back? Got our first reverse holo, Onyx on the reverse holo. Nothing in that pack, but we're gonna keep going. And also what I wanted to talk about in this video with you guys is I just love seeing the growth. I mean, I know I'm only at like 200. A little bit over 200 subscribers, but I'll be honest, I started this page back in August. I would never have thought when I started this page in August to November that I would even been over 200 subscribers. I thought I would still been at like 50 or something, nothing, maybe not even 50, but I love the growth that this page has had, the support you guys have shown. And again, this is just a hobby. I would love for the hobby to pick up and be able to just open more, and ooh, there we go, a Buddy Poffin full art, and that is an item card. I love to see it. That is beautiful artwork there. But like I said, it's something that I just want to thank you guys for the the support you've shown. I would love to get it to where the page supports itself, then I can buy more product, open more, maybe do lives for you guys, or giveaway, just more giveaways, especially to the community, as that's what I'm trying to build here. It's just a community. But again, this is a hobby for now, as I have a full-time job and I also own a business that I run, so obviously my top priority are those two things. But anything that I can do to grow this page, and then you guys show that support, because like I said, and I'm doing a giveaway at 500 subscribers. Once I get to 500 subscribers, I will have a giveaway for a PSA 10 Feebas, as you seen in the back of the beginning of the video. Nothing in that pack. That's alright, we're gonna keep going. But again, a PSA 10 Feebas will be a giveaway at 500 subscribers. So once we hit 500 subscribers, I will create a new post promoting that Feebas, and then it'll be like a like, comment, and as long as you're subscribing, you comment, you'll be entered into the giveaway for that. But we've got to hit 500 subs for that first before I go through with the giveaway. But as the page grows, I would love to do more giveaways, especially the more things we can open and give back to you guys, because that's how you build a community, me giving back to you guys. Anything here? Got a couple reverse, nope, Steelix again. We've already hit that card a few times on the holo. But here soon, this is the Mega Evolution set. you know, after, you know, Mega Evolutions was released. And so very soon the new set Phantasmal Flames will be coming out. So I'm very excited about that, especially trying to hit that Charizard. It just seems like a beautiful set, and honestly not a lot of base cards, which, you know, then you need the base reverse holo. So I think it's going to be an easier set to master set. Might be something I consider. I don't know. You know, it's not going to come out for a couple more weeks. Or, well, it is out. But, ooh, there we go. Mega Mawile EX. You know, not anything too crazy there on that card. But it's a hit, so we'll take it. But, you know, I'm super excited to just get my hands on Phantasmal Flames. I might, you know, it has already came out as I'm recording this, but when I opened up Mega Evolutions, it obviously was not. But as I'm recording this for you guys, I would love to get my hands on Phantasmal Flames for you and, you know, do a video of opening that, because I really love that set. Love to hit the Charizard. Obviously, everyone wants to hit the Charizard. You've got the Gold Charizard and that SIR Charizard. Beautiful cards. I'm super excited to get my hands on that set, especially if I can get my hands on a couple booster bundles maybe, or an ETB, something that'll be worth it. I did see, you know, a lot of people talking about the UPC, which comes with like 12 packs or maybe even more, 16 packs. You only get 4 Phantasmal Flames packs, then you get like 4 Mega Evolutions, and then you're getting, you know, Scarlet and Violet packs. Not a whole big fan of that. You know, they said in previous UPCs, especially like 151, even like Surging Sparks when they did theirs, you were getting all 12 or 16 packs, whatever it is, on the, you know, of that set. So if I opened up a UPC of 151, I was getting all those packs as 151s. I don't know why they didn't do it with that. So, because I probably could have got my hands on one, but I heard they weren't good, so I didn't even try, because I would like all those packs to be Phantasmal Flames. But, you know, we're getting towards the end here. Nothing too crazy, so I'll do a breakdown towards the end. But getting into our last few packs here. This is our 7th pack. Got the Solrock, Shiftry, Magnezone, Ivysaur on the reverse holo, Frosmoth, and Cinderace on the holo. Alright, going into our 8th pack here, guys. Getting towards the end of the video. If you've stuck this long, I appreciate it. Just please like, comment, subscribe, you know, whatever we can do to grow the page. But if you've stuck this long, I appreciate it. And let's get into our 8th pack. We got the basic energy, obviously. You got the Abra on the base. Not even gonna try, you know, Bakudi, Pharaoh, Nincada, Shiftry, Lily's Determination. Heard that card's pretty sick. Ninetales on the reverse holo, Graffiti on the reverse holo, and that holo at the end. So last pack magic here, guys. Hopefully we pull something big, and if not, we definitely didn't make our money back. But again, this was a lot of fun to rip. Not always about the money. It's always about just, you know, the adrenaline you get from opening cards and that urge of trying to get something big. Here we go. Last pack magic. Got the Score Bunny, Tinkatuff, Nuzleaf, Sobble, Fighting Gong, Houndstone, Cinescorch, Ultra Ball. Ooh, Vulpix on the IR. That is our best card today. Man, that's a beautiful artwork right there. That is a great card to hit. Man, we needed that. We needed that little boost there at the end, guys. Let's go. I think this is like a $20 card here. You know, raw. Might send that in to get graded. Man, we needed that at the end. So last pack magic actually came in clutch for us there. Sometimes, you know, that last pack magic, there ain't no magic. But we'll take that at the end. Obviously, not one of the biggest cards, but still not going to complain. Had plenty of hits, and we're going to do a little recap here for you guys on everything we hit. You know, we got the 1 ETB, which was the Gardevoir, starting with the Alakazam on the promo. Love this card. Considering sending this in, depending on what PSA 10s are at. We got the Lieutenant Surge Bargain on the Full Art Trainer Full Art card. I like that artwork. Leo on the illustration rare here. Again, just the artwork, guys, is beautiful. Stuffle on the illustration rare. Obviously that was in the first ETB, which was the Gardevoir one, and now we're getting into the Lucario. We've got the Mega Mawile EX, just the basic EX here, nothing too crazy. The Buddy Buddy Poffin item card, I love that artwork. And my favorite card that we obviously hit today is, not hit, the promo card, the Riolu. I love this card, just the tower, and how he's, a sky's, looking down on top of the buildings. And that Vulpix there at the end was a big savior, making that Lucario ETB winning. But guys, I appreciate the support. I'll see you guys in the next video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.